Hello, my name is Joel Rosenblum. I am a resident of Philadelphia, and I work in Philadelphia. This video is regarding Judge Karen Yvette Simmons. She is running for re-election on November 7th in Philadelphia. She's a municipal court judge. I strongly urge anyone who votes or even doesn't vote to vote this November against Judge Simmons. She does not belong in the robes. She has what I can tell you is undiagnosed narcissistic personality disorder. Her ego is just completely out of bounds. Anybody can go into her courtroom on any day and take a note of it. I went into her courtroom a couple months ago, and a couple things I noticed. She needed help translating a sentence into Spanish for somebody, and a guy in the courtroom translated for her. She said, "What's your name, sir?" He told her his name. She looked him up on the docket, and she said, "You're free to go. Case dismissed." Just like that. Like that, to me, that's an abuse of power. Like, case was not even heard, and it's dismissed just because he did her a little favor. Throughout the day, she was dismissing cases and lowering charges against defendants. Seems like for some reason she sides with defendants. One woman who was, accusing her husband or ex-husband of abusing her, simply asked very politely to the court, addressing the court and saying, "Please, I beg the court for justice in this matter of my abusive ex-husband. I just want to make sure that he does not abuse women in the future." She was very respectful. And Judge Simmons took that as an insult and went on a tirade for some number, maybe 5 minutes, talking about how dare you, call into question my understanding of justice. I have been a judge for whatever number of years, and I know justice better than anybody, and justice works absolutely perfectly in this courtroom, blah, blah, blah. Like, just totally out of bounds. I mean, the only person I could compare her to is Donald Trump. In the case of my mother, who was trying to get justice after she was assaulted by my wife, who unfortunately I'm still married to. I'm trying to get a divorce, but my mother did not hear the sequestration instructions from Judge Simmons and was not given the instructions by the DA. And so she came out of the courtroom when they directed her out, and she talked to me about what was happening in the courtroom. So because of that, Judge Simmons said, "Okay, so you violated sequestration," which is true. Now, as a result of that, I can't take into account any testimony from now on from witnesses that you bring. Now, all that is true. Then she said, "Now, of course, I'm still going to fairly consider the testimony that's already been given, the evidence that's already been heard." Then, like, almost the very next thing she said was, "Because you violated sequestration in the rules of my courtroom, you are now considered completely uncredible, and your whole case is uncredible. Why would you try to damage the reputation of this young woman?" And, then she acquitted the woman who assaulted my mom, in other words, my wife. Like, in one sentence, she's talking about how she's still going to be fair. And in the next sentence, she's completely going, like, not even considering anything that was said before sequestration was violated. And then she threatened to put my mom in jail for violating sequestration. Like, just total power trip. If you Google Karen Simmons, you'll find that she's famous for putting a district attorney under arrest because he was arguing with her about a very important issue of a murder that Judge Simmons was about to let go because the key witness recanted his testimony, and the DA was running through the courthouse trying to find the detective so that the detective could validate that this testimony was given by the key witness. And Judge Simmons had no patience, and she was like, "Well, forget it. Like, just let this guy go free." And the DA was like, "How can you let this guy go free? He murdered someone, And Judge Simmons, her time is so precious that, she would rather just let people go free than like wait to find the detective who was in the building. Another famous case you'll find on Google is regarding Father Andrew McCormick, who was accused of raping a young choir boy. Or I don't know if you call it rape, but he forced the young choir boy into oral sex, giving oral sex to him. And Judge Karen Simmons said that it was not a felony because the choir boy stated that Father McCormick's penis, although it passed his lips, it didn't get through his teeth, and therefore it was not considered penetration by her. And so he should not have a felony charge. And the DA appealed it, and they won the appeal because Judge Simmons was just wrong about the law. And I think it's pretty obvious that Judge Simmons does not deserve to be a judge. Her ego is completely out of control, and she needs to be brought down a peg. So please vote against Judge Simmons on November 7th. I don't know if anybody, I don't know how they take her place if someone's appointed or what, but probably anybody would be better at this point than Judge Simmons. I think she's been on the bench just way too long, like has a freaking God complex. All right, thanks. Peace out.